Hey, good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Happy Monday morning. You're watching you're watching FYNTV.com. Couple things I want to tell you before we start. First of all, welcome all of our new viewers this morning from Western Carolina or anywhere you're at this morning over the baseball weekend. You did come over and say hello. We told you about our morning show. So all of our new visitors this morning to the show, we want to welcome you. But before we start, we want to tell you this is not a sports show, and just a couple warnings, okay? Amanda could get hard to get along with. You don't know my morning producer. She can be hard to get along with. I'm usually easygoing on the show.
Everyone knows it is the exact opposite.
It's the new viewers. It's the new viewers we're talking to, the new viewers. Okay, we want them to get started out on the right foot, knowing how irritated you get. No, just a joke. I want to thank my producer, Amanda, this morning. Now, we had to do some things different. If you're a regular viewer, I do not have a monitor across the room, so I cannot see what's going on. So I have to put full trust in Amanda this morning in the production room. This is going to be a struggle. So that being said, and Sam and Samantha came in, got everything ready. We're going to talk about that. I want to thank all of our staff at Team FYN Sports, FYN TV, and FetcherNews.com that came together to make everything work. Good morning from the office. Now, before we get into the hypocrisy of liberals, don't you love when liberals get compassionate, show phony compassion for the children? Don't you? I mean, don't you love? They're crying. I mean, they're ripping the kids from their mothers on the border. Come on, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know you have children. You must have some kind of heart. But before we get into that important issue that just broke last week, no, we've had no children, unaccompanied children, or any children come to the border in the last 15 years. This just happened last week. All of a sudden, just in time for all of the left-wing media outlets to get the same talking points, just when everybody wanted to move towards Immigration Week, amnesty, and election 2018, just in time for all of these compassionate liberals to find the poor children at the border. We'll get into that in a minute. Now, I cannot see the pictures, Amanda, and I will let you know which ones I want you to call. You're going to have to give me a thumbs up that they're up there, okay, because I cannot see anything happening. So I'll give you, thank you. You ought to see the thumbs up and a smile I get, knowing it's like, yeah, really? Okay, I'll give you a thumbs up. You want to, I'll show you a finger. Okay, yes, I have, this is my wallet. If you're looking here, it is drying out from yesterday's storm attack at the 12 and under Georgia All-Star Dizzy Dean tournament. You know, the one thing I'm struggling with this morning, am I supposed to do the show like I'm calling a ball game? Joe Scarborough on first, Mika up to bat, CNN Don Lemon in the warm-up circle, getting ready to hit this crying compassion amnesty poor immigrants out of the park for a 4-run lead over Donald Trump. There you go. That's the way I'll do the show, right? So anyhow, oh, there's Blair. Hi, good morning. Glad to have you back. Where you been for 2 weeks? Anyhow, Dizzy Dean. Yeah, she come back. Good morning, Blair. Blair in the studio, Sam in the studio, Amanda. This is what my paper looks like. These are all of my rosters. Wow, did we get hit with a storm. Now, I'm going to talk about the Dizzy Dean in a little bit. And don't forget, at 10 o'clock, we have the only online sports show in North Georgia, Instant Replay. So don't leave right after this show. Dave Garner will be in here with Instant Replay. And I will ask Dave nicely. I will say, please, if I could get 5 to 6 minutes to come on his sports show and give you an update on the tournament out here at Clear Creek Ball Field. We'll be out there again today at 3 o'clock getting all of our equipment. I'll say prayers for you. If you are praying people out there, pray that when I go out there at 3, all of my equipment works. All of our equipment works like it should. So that way there's no problems and I don't get in trouble for ruining the equipment from the staff because we got a storm come through yesterday. Okay, where do we start? Now, I want to open up. Oh, another thing. You know what I like about the 12-year-old games out there is you got the kids that want to emulate. Is that what it is? Emulate certain people, certain things. I love the movie Major League. I know every line in Major League. So Clay County, North Carolina's got a kid on there. His name's Hughes. And Hughes thinks he's Wild Thing, Ricky Vaughn. He thinks he's Ricky Vaughn, right? So when he goes to the plate, they play the music Wild Thing for him. So here's this 11-year-old kid for Clay County, North Carolina coming up the bat, and I'm hearing Wild Thing. And right before the tournament started, his mother tells me that he wanted the Ricky Vaughn haircut. So he's got the Ricky Vaughn haircut. They play the music Wild Thing. And actually, he is the kid that pitched 6 innings the other night, went 6 innings against Fannin. 5 2/3 innings against Fannin the other night to lose. It was 0-0 and to lose 1-0 to Fannin. So I'm going to try to break from talking about baseball and go into some other things. Now, we got a lot today on the Supreme Court. Supreme Court's busy. Nobody's paying attention. We got a lot today on amnesty. Absolutely, Congress. Congress is busy. Are you paying attention? Okay. We got a lot today on the poor children at the border being ripped from their mother's arms. Well, yesterday, well, let me just tell you this, okay? I want to get this, and, you know, it's Happy Monday, okay? And I could get wound up. But, you know, I got about 70 hours in just the last 4 days, and I loved it. Now, I can't lift this shoulder too high. I was holding a tent yesterday from blowing all the way down to Jasper, Georgia. Did you see the traffic lights get blown off their arms there in Jasper, Georgia? But anyhow, so I got about 70 hours in 3 days there, which I loved it. I want to thank Luther, Sam, Amanda, Lonnie, everybody. But this morning, I have not been able to study the IG report. I have not been able to study all the leftist news cycles. So this morning, yesterday I went home yesterday afternoon, did a little studying, yesterday morning. But this morning I got up at 3 a.m. and I got about 3 hours of studying in, so I should be pretty close. It doesn't take a lot of time to pick up where the lefties, do we call them pinkos anymore? But the lefties take off crying about the children. So we're going to talk about that. A lot going on in the Supreme Court. Trey Gowdy said he will use all his constitutional weapons. It's the Constitution. I keep it with me. Trey Gowdy said he will use all of his constitutional weapons. There was a meeting Friday night. Trey Gowdy, Paul Ryan, all the above. They got Christopher Wray of the FBI in there, and they got some Department of Justice in there, and said, you will give up the documents, or we're going to use all of our constitutional weapons. We'll talk about Peter Strzok, what's going on in that investigation, the Russian collusion /investigation / Hillary Clinton's email / James Comey. You know, the only thing we found out, you know, the one thing in the IG report that is refreshing concerning the FBI is J. Edgar Hoover Jr. there, James Comey, they did not find a secret closet with high heels and dresses there. So that was good news in the IG report. We don't have Comey wearing, you know, dresses and high heels, which is good. J. Edgar Hoover, just saying, okay? Don't get all bent out of shape. We didn't find that, so we found a whole lot of Boy Scout uniforms. Hopefully no Girl Scout uniforms in James Comey's closet. Just saying, be nice, relax. Don't everybody get all worked up, okay? And then after that, you remember J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI, we act like the FBI is beyond reproach because it is just a stellar organization that can be trusted from top to bottom. But the top of the FBI has always been the problem, not these field offices and not the field agents. Okay, not, you know, always, but there's been a little at the top. You remember J. Edgar Hoover's special file. He had a file built. He had investigators working on people, Bobby Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., you name it. J. Edgar Hoover had a special file for all of them. And what was it, 30 minutes after he died maybe? that he was pronounced dead. Maybe his secretary, all those files disappeared. Thank God, Peter Strzok. I bet Peter Strzok is wishing today that he had the old-fashioned paper files that he could have put the gas on, throw it in the dumpster out back about the time he needed that, and the handwritten correspondence could have been destroyed. But no, we have electronic correspondence between Lisa Page and Peter Strzok at the FBI. You know, if you post... I'm going to get started here in a minute, but if you post online, we will end him. We will bring him to an end. I forget the exact email. You will have visitors. I mean, the black SUVs will show up at your house. You'll be brought up on terroristic threats, all the above. But if you work for the FBI, you can say that you're going to end the president. You can just do that, and you work in the mailroom the next day. Oh, man. Okay, so... I'm going to go here before we get started. I want to show you a couple pictures. Now, this morning, here's the thing. Don't go to no pictures yet because I can't see the screen. All right, Amanda? Pay attention. Okay, now, folks, this morning, I wanted to go over some of the headlines. I posted that. So if you go around the talking points this morning, okay? If you go around the talking points, you have, let's see, let's go with the New York Times. All right, let's see what that's up there, if my computer will run fast enough for us. Leading Republicans join Democrats in pushing Trump to halt family separations. Leading Republicans. Now, who decides who the leading Republicans are? But they join Democrats in pushing Trump to halt family separations. Interesting. With those leading Republicans joining the Democrats, that's the New York Times. Okay, and then we have, let's see, the Washington Post. Let's see what they have here, if it'll come up. The Washington Post, Democrats intensify fight. Let's see, Democrats intensify fight for immigrant children and they bludgeon Trump and Republicans ahead of midterms. Bludgeon them ahead of midterms. Why? It sounds like talking points on Amnesty Week. Okay, let's see what our next one is. Headline, who is this from? Oh, CNN. Outrage. CNN, outrage grows as families are separated. Will Trump change his policy? Sounds like talking points that have been put out. Don't you love when these liberals become so compassionate about children? Okay, and then we have MSNBC headline. Let me grab this one here. What it says, nearly 2,000 children separated from parents at the border. All right. And let's see if we have another one here. We'll go with those right there. Those are the headlines of the day all around the talking points. Now, I watched all the roundtables yesterday, all right? I watched Face the Nation roundtable. I watched them at 3:30 this morning or 4 o'clock. I watched Face the Nation. I watched MSNBC or NBC, Chuck Todd. What the hell's the name of his show? It's not Last Man Standing, is it? No. That's what's his name over there, Tim Allen. That's a joke. MSNBC, Chuck Todd, Meet the Press. Meet the Press. I watched this morning with Chris Wallace for Sunday morning, and then this week with George Stephanopoulos, the little claymation doll there. But you know, the kid is still wanting to see if Clinton is his daddy. You know that? He came out yesterday. It was Father's Day. He's wanting to know if his daddy will take a DNA test. We'll talk about that later, okay? You know the kid, every time he shows up, every once in a while, it says, Clinton's my daddy. He is my daddy. And I'll tell you why I think he's his daddy, because I listened to him talk, and I'm going to do my impression of the kid and the impression of Clinton in a minute. And we'll see. We'll see if you think it's his dad or not. Clinton's the daddy. That's what Maury Povich. Why don't they just go on Maury if they want to know who the hell the daddy is? Put Clinton on there, the kid, and let Maury bring it out. You know you want to see it, right? Maury, Bill Clinton, in the case of this child next to you, which looks a little like Barack Obama, you are the daddy. Where did I get that from? I'm not supposed to be on the compassionate children. What the hell's going on here this morning? I'm sorry, I got 70 hours in 3 days. Can't can't wait for the week to start. Am I the only one happy it's Monday? Is that just me out here? I can't wait to get here on Monday because I know you're going to be here. Anyhow, when I figure out what the hell I'm talking about, so all the headlines there, so I watched all the round tables, and they're gushing around the round tables. They are gushing. They are so broken up over these children. And we're deciding that Nielsen, and that's her name, Kristen Nielsen, the head of Homeland Security, is it a Trump policy? Is it a Obama policy? It's Trump. Trump could stop it in a minute. Trump can make one damn phone call and the children will be safe at the border. These poor kids. Oh my God. So I watched all the round tables. They're all crying. They're all compassionate. And God knows you know who. Mika this morning. Don't put no pictures up. I don't want nothing up till I say go, Amanda, because I can't see over there and I don't know what you're up to. So Mika on MSNBC, she's crying her eyes out. Now here's the thing that got me. Now I'm going to go through this, and this is what you're seeing. And when I come back, I'm going to probably lose my cool. This one's going to cause me to blow a gasket. Is that what it's called? Lose my cool. Come out of my seat. Right out of my shoes. Because this has got me, let's see, the word starts with a P, but I'm not going to say it. Last name, first name P, last name off. Okay, let me show you something here. Go to child 1. Tell me when you got child 1 up there. And make sure it's child 1, okay? All right, this is the picture that all of America is seeing out there. The poor little 2-year-old child being ripped from its mother. I mean, this is tearing the hearts out of people like Mika and Joe and Barnacle and Don Lemon and even Rachel Madcow or Maddow, whatever her name is, and even, what's the little gay guy's name? Anderson Cooper is in tears. He's broke all the hell up. I mean, look at this poor little kid crying. Oh my God. We can't take it anymore. This is not America. America, wake up and look at what's happening to you. I'm actually doing my impression of half these jackasses on TV. Mika was in tears this morning. Look, the mother's being frisked, a border agent, and the little child just won. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me just the other day up on 515 where 2 people got pulled over and had a damn car seat in the back, and the kid was being endangered, and the kid was crying its eyes out while mom was getting handcuffed. Oh hell, 515 border. What the hell, people? We're going to get this BS straight this morning. This is flat out BS that they're trying to sell you, and we're going to get it straight. You better wake up, America, to what's happening. Oh, this poor child. Okay, let's go to child number 2. You have that one? Okay, child 2. This is another picture encircling the internet. These children with these blankets, and they look so sad, and they look like they're in cattle pens, and that's cattle fence, and they're herded together, and they got blankets, and they can't find their moms, and they can't find their dads. I even heard yesterday one person say, but it's Father's Day, and these children, I tried to watch CNN, damn it. I tried. I went out on the side porch, and I said, I'm going to watch CNN a minute, see what happens, because you had CNN or soccer. What the hell? So was you, hey, CNN, soccer? Hell, I almost watched soccer, and you know how I feel about that. So anyhow, I'm out on the side porch. I said, let me see what CNN is doing this morning. And they were crying. They were absolutely in tears that these kids are in here, and we've ripped them away from their parents. And the one guy or lady says, and it's Father's Day, and these children are ripped away and can't say Happy Father's Day. Who cares, damn it, if they can say Father's Day or not? In fact, they probably speak Spanish and I wouldn't understand it anyway. So go to child number 3. You got that one? Hey, look at this. These pictures just circling all around. Oh, the tears. I feel like Jimmy Swaggart asking for forgiveness. I swear to God, I feel like one of those pastors at the end of the show with tears running down in my eyes and begging America to come to the altar for forgiveness for what the hell we're doing to these children. I beg you, America, you've got one last chance for forgiveness right now. Come to the altar, because look at these poor children. What the hell, people? Are you crazy out there? Are you really going to fall for this BS? All right, so this child, oh, hell, they got blankets. And there's another one. Let's go to child number 4 before I go to break. You see that right there? You got 4 up there. These poor little guys have been ripped away. And I'm trying to do my preacher voice. And it's terrible, folks. It's just terrible. We see the pictures of the crying little children. We see their mamas jerked right away from them. And this is not the America that you and I grew up in. It is breaking my heart. America, ask forgiveness now before it's too late for what you've done to these children at the border. Why? Putting them in places with air conditioning and putting them in places and giving them blankets and even having an Xbox around from time to time. It's just not enough. You know what, America? For your damn liberal agenda sympathy, phony sympathy, for just $8.99 a day, you don't have to stop at that damn Starbucks this morning, and you can give up your liberal latte with cinnamon on it, and you can support one of these little children. I'm telling you now, you can. Give up a latte a day. Just one latte a week can help feed one of these little children at the border. What the hell's wrong with you damn people? That's child number 4. It's the saddest thing. Now, I'm going to go to break because God knows I probably need one. I'm telling you, you don't understand. If you're watching, I mean, Laura Bush is in tears. I mean, the Southern Baptists are coming out and saying, we need to stop this. And the Catholics are coming out. I mean, if you see this morning, and let me give you 2 pictures that I want you to see this morning. Because here's what in the hell was said on MSNBC. And I'm going to tell you something, all right? They are the enemy of the state. They are the enemy of this country. The media, when Donald J. Trump says it's the biggest enemy of this country, that man's not lying to you. Your president is not lying to you. I know when he says that, everybody goes, oh my God, Donald Trump said the media was the biggest enemy of this country. I'm here to tell you this morning, if you don't think so, you are wrong. Okay? You are wrong when you see all the talking points. You are wrong when you see the phony pictures and the phony people in tears. In fact, Mika Brzezinski, I want to do a show one day, Amanda. It's called The Multiple Faces of Mika Brzezinski, going all the way back before first facelift to 12. I don't know what she's up to now, but I tell you what, it's amazing to me that she can still sigh and pout and cry like she does on command. Like, what was that doll, Susie Cry or whatever? The Mika Cry doll should come out for Christmas with all the expressions she has. Now, on MSNBC, here's what the hell I heard this morning that just got me messed up. Now, I'm going to tell you the other half of this when we come back. Because the other half of this when we come back is what you don't want to miss. Okay? Because I'm going to connect some dots that you better be infuriated as much as I am this morning with this BS and what they're trying to pull over your eyes. If you don't think amnesty's coming down the pike, America, and they don't want open borders, and they don't want everybody to be legal that cross the line, you are wrong, and it's happening this week, and the media is working their angle for 2018. Interesting. Okay, this morning on MSNBC, it was said, this is equivalent. Now, they tried to walk it back. Somebody on the show tried to walk it back about 4 minutes later because somebody realized there must have been a producer in their ear saying, we don't want to say that. We don't want to say that. But it was out there. It was out there a good 4 minutes before somebody tried to work it back and say, it's not quite there yet. That's in steps. And Mika said, yeah, but this is step 1. Here's what she said, or someone on the show said this morning. This is like a Nazi concentration camp for children. This is like what the Nazis did to the children. This is exactly what they said this morning, folks, on MSNBC. And you think it's bad the President of the United States calls them the enemy of this country is that media and several others. You look at the headlines. Just like what the Nazis did to the children in World War II, just like what they did is what I heard. Now, 4 minutes later, they walked it back. Okay, put up a picture of Mika 2. Minka too. The Mika Brzezinski this morning. And go ahead and put up Joe and Minka. That's her, oh, I'm so upset face. Put the one up that says Joe and Minka. Okay? All right, Joe and Minka there this morning. Joe was off this morning, but Minka was certainly driving the ship with her propaganda. And she said, it's somebody there. It was just like it reminded them of Nazi Germany and what they did to the children in Nazi Germany. About 4 minutes later, they walked it back because somebody at MSNBC got nervous and said, it's not quite there. And maybe that's not what we refer it to, but and Minka then doubled down and said, yes, but it's the first step there. Like, that's where we're on our way. If you're not angry, I'm sorry, because let me show you Auschwitz 1. You got that? Put up Auschwitz 1. Is it on the screen? These are the children, folks. Auschwitz. These are the children. The barbed wire. Okay? Not warm blankets. You understand? Not Border Patrol agents holding out a helping hand to the kids. All right? These are children in barbed wire from the Germans in World War II in Auschwitz. Now just put up the one that says shoes. Tell me when that's up. I got one that says shoes. You see that, folks? You know what that is, Mika Brzezinski? You jackass. Those are the shoes of dead children that went to the gas chamber. And you had the nerve to say, America, you better wake up, because this is not who we are, and look at the road we're going down. We're not going down this road, all right? Those are the shoes, Mika Brzezinski. Here's what Minka is doing when she's not concerned about children. She is just kicking it up. Good? There's Minka kicking it up when she's not concerned with her phony compassion for the children. I'm your host, BKP. I've gone a little long. When we come back, I want to give you the other side of this, because it's a real tearjerker out there. I don't know. Stay with me right on the other side of this break.